come if baby be my damn yummy as you. And so much trouble. Ya can you know ya my yo. And to me too much down you ya. I'm a young coupon say. Hey, yeah, not tomorrow. Now, better for me down for a woman. Hey, your grace. Now, me to sunny, I'm it. Now, me to sunny, I'm it. If it hadn't been the Lord on my side, where would I be? Hey, why, yes, you are. Your grace. Me to sunny, I'm it. Ah, hey, me to every diaro. If it hadn't been the Lord on my side, where would I be? Ain't me was it on you want to if I want to me upon ain't it me to me nas on you more if I want to so no one casa to me nas come to me repa then the my from say yeah when you me want to so go quiet bedroom no then the wa carry me watch ain't me was it on you want to if I want to me upon ain't it me to me nas on you more if I want to so no one casa hey your grace na me tisani amiti na me tisani amiti mentio Yesu na wayo watini yo everything you know Yesu na wayo Abdumna kaso Anyone no Ekasa mamiyo Yesu abdumno Metisani amitiye Mentie bribiaro If it hadn't been the Lord on my side, where would I be? Hey, abdumno Yes, I don't know. Hey, yes, I know to me. Oh, it's a sanya metia, mentio. Yenina yakase. Eyawa. Hey, yes, I don't know. And man at the timire, and man at the biko, and man at the miba. Yes, I know. If he hadn't been the Lord on our side, well, why shall we so? Yes, I casa. I don't like casa, mommy. Hey, Mr. Senya, let's every yarrow. If he hadn't been the Lord on my side, where would I be?
edition so emre associated anopano nsia kasebo edebeso mo na ensem no na ebedi kasebo no mu akotin bi eni eyo so eno hwe yapomodin ho sem so edinsem bi abetu Ghana monti so ni nyina F5 free primary health care Ghana man peni John Droman Mahama epa hontmen no ebeboa na obepiem o man Ghana mu so a eba yapomodin aso ye hon so mpuntu so ebetumi abemu sa enso ena intima minister so edinsem bi abetu Ghana monti so wo chim say Zabra ya kasempinfo edi nema hudra egwa kwemo mu ye nhwehwemu afa ne koso ewo Australia man emu sa so ena ye health minister so edi nsimbi etu aso a ochim se sabre de ado besrem pinfo nyina so mo hwe na nurses for na fe so doctor for no omo hwe no mu chire ne omo ewo biaye bia ometumi aboa na obepiem ewo man Ghana mu so apomuden sem so impuntu so ebetumi abemu we eni nsimpi ena musumfo mame ya se wa medebeso mo ene anope City Based Properties Ghana Limited in Asumasene Ushusho mechira kwanya omo main office onungwa barrier opposite Scan Guest House office back so ewa fienya tobu tintutuemkai na kwamaso na sasibi apibia no ayadom metra ede amomso ni scan nyina de bra omno benhye no etua ne kakra na wiye no wa ba beye asasi ewura afa so open century school park ewa man Ghana mudia enfo ni echirimu ewo AFS Rice Media College omebo na oda so person century ni mapa usuanse na camera handling editing any makeup dia enfo ni echirimu ewa masoe na omebo mo onungwa barrier omni Mass TV ene wodan kuma tutuemka na kwamaso na oda so ni na omehwe na bemu edi ama na mejina ha na metwam huntumi ba medinsem ni chim na nkasa ede ba besomo Jibreneti kasebono enchimuno ankasa enti minister edinsem bi abetu Ghana montin so wochim says abra yakasei mpinfo di nema hudro egu akwemu na afenso omenya aye permit ometumi ato aso na bepiemu ewo mine my cannabis cultivation so enu impunzo omehwe na nso etumi edijuma anase betumi akoso ewo mine emu
Anano ada ana amanebo ebeto dwase Australia memu eye enyama bia eno no wodi free oman Ghana mu ewo ene de dwe no assurance committee enim abra wotena ase no oye osoafo hwe efisem so onomnyamfo Mohammed Mubarak Mutaka ekopie mu ho na eno na o kire se emra atumi ahyehye ade ato ho se sisi ade ye friend bonsam tawa anase Indian hemp a enkofo bebre na etumi efriend cannabis no ade aban etumi age atom se obetumi adua awo oman Ghana mu de nanso no enhyehye ya o kire mu a ewo ho no mo ekire se cannabis obetumi adua ewo oman Ghana mu no for industrial and medicinal purposes stress ade yede edi dwuma bi ade aye mfidi dwuma bi anase yede esa yade na eno na wobetumi adua na empo no enye enomu bia na wobetumi aye na momo no ade bi aye aduane nro bi ewu mu aye friend HTC a eno no ewu mu no eni se ebro aye 0.3% a eno no se enya koduru 0.3% anase ekobro a na kire se aban ho kwan se otumu efa na afi so ode wo ekogina emra animu na okiremu ana ebebre na aya sobera che wogusua edua cannabis a eno no ye tetrahydrocannabinol na ewomo no ebro 0.3% a eno no emboa ma afengi so no oman no empuntontumi enko animo obokokose obi biere odi ze adwuma ne de ayade emra ensa eso ne mudia ende na ne ho ebekire no.
And it is very clear. It is a cannabis that has a THC content of 0.3, not and below, for industrial purposes. And we set out the guideline, what it takes. And as I said, to interest you, last year, 2025 alone, we did 2,117 engagements. 2,170 community engagement. And we reached out to more than 500,000 even students in 2025 alone, just to educate people, let them understand the nuances, the challenges that goes with the use of these drugs and its related consequences. The cultivation, what is it that you can cultivate and all that. All this engagement have been done. So, like I said, if someone wants to take advantage of saying that because now Ghana has legitimized the cultivation of industrial cannabis to cultivate the non-industrial. The simple will tell you that he doesn't understand. But why is it that the person is hiding it? Because in some of the areas that you yourself alluded to, I mean, when they heard our people are coming, they go and hide it in the shrine, thinking that they could use the shrine as a cover. And then when our men enter the shrine with their boot, then they say that we've designated the shrine. And I said, who designated the shrine? The one who went and hit the weed, and the one who went to get the weed. Who has really designated the shrine?
Yeda so ejinawe num namfo emuntaka Muhammad Mubarak na so e womra no ne nsentwerefo atwetwe nkomo a mo bisa ne nsem e wo parliamentary committee anim no de nsem bi e tudwa wo trim se sabreka sei impenifo na afenso aban de nyama hodo egu akomo mo ye hwehwemu afa mat shipment e koso na efin kran ana efi Ghana mo sabreka sei e ade a amanfo be mo Australia de mo agim sabre trim se impenifo de nyama hodo egu akomo a omne hihye enso ahihyeso
Anano ada ana amanebo ebeto dwa se Australia memu eye enyoma bia eno no wodi free oman Ghana mu ekoduru hono no abambofo a ewo Australia etumi ekonya enoboni bi ewo mu a eno no eye methamphetamine a yetwa ne tia FN meth na abremu no mpenifo a eno no eye aban abomodene ede enhwehwemu ahihyeso asamre ekoso na ene dedue yi no eyade a osoafo a ohwe efisem so eye onumnyamfo Mutaka Mubarak Muhammad Edin Sembi akotudwa a eno no odekotudwa ewo oye mrahye eye Parliament Assurance Committee na ochiremu se ahwehwemu no de ekoso nanso emprempre no kamia se empenifo bi a eno no wodi wonjuma ewo aban mu ehyehyase na etumi emma eye sa nyema no etumi etwa Ghana e borders ahodo na etumi kopi mu ewo eye Australia memo eno no akoya ahomtesemu na opani echiremu anachese eyade ahwehwemu no de munwi yede nanso kame ayese nipa binom ewo Ghana aban mu a omudi sa adwuma no na afenyi so no eyade security services and border management ahodo nso no kame ayese wo ho ebon mu a woguso a wo hwe se wetumi ehu nipa kro eno no wetumi ekabo mu edi sa adwuma no.
For example, in Tema, we have what we call the weapon detection system. It's a hand one that was delivered to us by the German government. But because it's a hand one, using it is more difficult because it uses the human discretion a lot. Our men are on the ground, like this Australian thing that you mentioned in passing. The Director General will tell you, even as of yesterday, we were still interrogating a lot of government officials. You have been Minister for Defense and you know the importance of evidence. It's not everything that I can put out at this stage because we are still investigating and we are still interrogating people. Because there's a lot that are not adding up. You could see that there's some involvement of some people within the system. And we are working at it to try to reach out to as many people as possible that would think might have played one role or the other. Because even if you put all these gadgets, remember that it is going to be operated by human beings. So if the wrong persons are sitting there, you can bring all the gadgets in this world. It will still not be safe. So we have changed our modus operandi, the way we operate, the way we place personnel. I'm sure as former defense, you might have even heard some time back people complaining about the way, the rotation and all those things. All of it is to make sure that we secure our borders. And Mr. Chair, even though you've also been the defense minister before, I want to say that one of the biggest challenges that we have, in my view, is that, like your assertion, can you just focus on Kotoka and Takoradi?
So Eddie Amamudia, Australia share pomodi honsem so nyafo kwamna menta akando Eden sembi at Ghana mountain so wo chem say free health primary care na Ghana man pini John Draman Mahama mopa ho entuma no ayade o chem say no ebetumi aboa na impuntu so etumi abaye national health insurance scheme no emu no to nsem no so o chem say enyade obia ehia registration process anambo say ohia special equipment and sana free health screening no wetumi enya bi ewo man Ghana emu.
Free primary healthcare jumedie ayiye nsusoye bia aban abomodene akofa ba na ochiremu anachese betumi aboa papa ama Ghana yapomodin ɛho ensensem so atumi akonanim na aban ahyehyɛ yi ɛyɛ onumnyamfo kwabena minta akando ɛde enkyiremu ɛde aba ɛno no ɔkyerɛ sɛ free primary healthcare yɛ adeɛ bi a ɛno no ɛka ne nyinaa no obi biara entua bi ente sɛ ɛyɛ national health insurance scheme no a ɛno no agye sɛ wokotua sika bi na emere bi so na ewu na wosan so ɛkɔ renew anasa wosan so ɛkɔhyɛ mu kena na mmom no onumnyamfo kwabena minta akando ɛkyerɛ na kyerɛ sɛ aban ɛna ɛbɛfa saa ɛka ne nyinaa na mmom no timemuni biara entumi enkofa saa ɛka no na mmom no ye hia ne sɛ wobɛtumi abɛyɛ ganani anasa wobɛyɛ ganani na wonkrata ɛdaadi anasa wo national identification card na wo Ghana card edi adanse sɛ wo no woyɛ ɔmamuni na wobɛtumi anya ɛyɛ akonya sɛ wobɛtumi anya yarehwɛ ɛwɔ saa dwumadie yase
nana nti sɛ yɛde ba ne sɛ wo yare na akɔ saa mieye ya sɛ wo national health insurance so sɛ wo ni bio ɛwɔ sɛ yɛhwɛ wo free of charge a yɛntua sika nso yɛ dɛ no ɛne national health insurance emu ɛne sɛ na national health insurance ne deɛ gye wo register na wo yɛ subscriber ansa na watumi ɛde akɔ hospital kwa na free primary health care deɛ de wo hia ne sɛ wo yɛ ganani ɛnoa na wo hia sikatua bia national health insurance mmra no ɛwɔ sɛ wo renew wo subscription no but free primary health care wo hia renewal bia ɔhene free primary health care no ɛyɛ free to the ordinary Ghanaian na mmom ɛnyɛ free to government aban nti deɛ wobɛkɔ trip compound hɔ na service na yɛde bɛma wo no nana wontua hwɛdeɛ nanso saa services no aban ɛbɛtua ka nti mate bibi sɛ na yɛ free deɛ ɛbɛyɛ na trip compound sɛ mɔtumi arane services biada a ɔmo bɛ deliver no service providers de bɛma no aban ɛbɛtua ho ka nti sɛ kane no na baabi mpɔtam a yɛwɔ yi ɔmo national health insurance ɛyɛ aha memba ne sɛ 700 ɔmo ti ha nyinaa ɛyɛ 2000 the 700 na ɔmo ti enjoy from national health insurance aban sɛ esi a mo di claims ne ba momfa 2000 ni nyinaa claims ba yɛ dan ɛfamra ne ntua so the free primary health care is free to the ordinary Ghanaian but it's never free to government nti nyarewa bi no mo te sɛ
sɛ tuano pano si akasebo no so e de amamudi a mmrahye bedwani edima Esuti North eye owura Ebenezer Kwaku ado e de nsem bi abetu Ghana mountain so a wo chim se sabrede ade srede pa etu nurses for enim se sabri omo hwe na bia ye de omo ebetu no ayade omagi atu no makọ bia ho akọ akosum se ne be yapum de ho nsem so ebetumi etumpon e wo man Ghana emu
Oswafo edinsem etudwa ochiremu se samredie eya dia anesefo a waje entete na afi wotwen se obetumi eposti won akọ emiembia ahodo nyina enhye ne nso se aban edo koto baabi a se biotafrache eye ekurase ana se eho enhye da MBA ya ayade wo se wotumi agitum na afi wotumi ede ose yoyo na otumi ekodi wudwuma sede se na ode ensam tudwa aye kuta wonsa bosome no eda etosumienu afimpinu ani adionunsia ewo goso abra na wo paw eye free primary healthcare dwumedie no adie ewo eye guaso a eno no wode enhyehyeye atudwa na opani a eye Ebenezer Kwaku ado numnyamfo nsam kyirimu no ena o kire se obi anje pene so betumi akodi dwuma ewo ekurase anase beebi a ho no enema enhye da enko animu a yade a emwa ma omemu no nyina mpuntuo entumi enkoso enu ntino anase fo nhwe na afọ entu ana
obi a eba school a na ni so ade hu ne se obewie no wanya adwuma ye nti chips compounds na ayesisi no obekọ me chrome no ebi a ye bodin ni bi kire wa edin no ensounde dedede mawo ebi se wokokro kase mu a edin dedede na wote te edru posting a na obi epe edin a ede akọ ya adwuma but yɛwɔ ha
Minister.
yɛpɛ sɛ yɛsɛve ɔman ghana yɛfa nhyɛ yɛ adwene mu sɛ baabi a ɔman ghana nipa bi wɔ biara no ohia sɛ yɛma no apɔmuden mapa ɛno nti chips compounds ahodoɔ a yɛsisi no menim sɛ ebeduru sɛ mobɛwie school no na yɛwie afɛ no hyɛ mu kama ɛyɛ wo na wobɛkɔ akɔyɛ adwuma wɔ mu deɛ mɛsrɛ mo ne sɛ sɛ munya postings na mo aka yɛhu sɛ yɛ maame mu a yɛgye wɔ mo ɛwɔ kumase yɛ papa mu a yɛgye wɔ mo ɛwɔ nkran saa bi no a yɛkɔ akɔhwɛ wɔ mo ɛwɔ baabi a yɛ posti akɔ ɛno nti yɛmfa pepa nana ɛka krakye krom ɛnɛ wokɔ krakye krom chips compound a yɛayɛ renovation kama nanso wode nurse kɔ hɔ a ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔbɛkɔ ade nti a ɔnte kuro a yɛfrɛ no krakye krom da bawate East Legon ɛno nti yɛn nyinaa no yɛmfa nhyɛ yɛ adwum sɛ ɔman Ghana yɛ baako pɛ
Ansem no so e de amamudi a ɛyɛ so no bi etu dwa na o chim se sabrede ɛdɔ mo obesere sempinfo ɛbɛhwɛ na mo training more specialist nurses ahodo ɛwɔ manga na mo ɔmba bɛhwɛ cancer heart disease and afin so kidney and diabetes ahodo ɛwɔ manga na mu ɔmo so metumi aboa na mpuntu so etumi abasa bia ɛhɔ ne senti sabre o chim sa doctor fo mpinfo and afin so teachers fo mpinfo hwɛ sɛ ɔmetuni more nurses ɛde akɔsa bia sɛ na bɛ mpuntu so ɛbɛtumi abemu ewo ho na odi nsem no etu job mra okopie mu ewo nurses and midwifery training college ewo Kumasi eho na odi sensem nyina etu jwa
soafo a wono ene hwe yapom de hu nsem so ewo man mu eyo nimonyamfo kwamna minta akando wodinini achemu ewa santimante mu eno no nursing and midwifery training college ewo Kumasi ene wokopie mu ho ni nyina eye abra na wopa eye nurses fa hodo amondodo be 145 eno no wo be fi ase ahye eye new post basic specialist program ebeboa ama yare bi te se kokuram ene yare bi ampempi agintre ha na ebewie echi nipa dodo na afa ho ato anananom wansia do no wo be gentete ewo mu bi na aboa ama yapom de hu nsem etumetumpon na konanim no onimonyamfo ede tudwa wo che se eyade sanhyehyei ebeboa yie pa ama eye wona wo mpotam na se nkuru kumane ade wonyantete papa anasa nurses fe ho enyantete papa se ne be ebeboa ama Omaigan yapom din atena no etimi akọ enim Enwechi, Chief Executive Officer Edema Confanoche Teaching Hospital, Ura Pakwesi Beidun so ejina paso echrese eyade ahyehyɛ no ehyehyɛ bi ebeboa yie pa ama Omaigan yapom din atena no enimonyam abam netimi akonkan.
Healthcare landscape is changing rapidly. Advances in medicine, technology, and disease patterns demand specialized knowledge and skills. Our vision is to produce additional nurse specialists to fill critical gaps in our local healthcare system. The Ministry of Health is committed to working closely with educational institutions, teaching hospitals, professional bodies, and development partners to expand specialist nursing education and ensure that graduates are equipped to meet national and international standards.
We have 15 of our nurses being part of this first cohort. They are all given full scholarship, and that has been approved. So a steady leave with pay. As a hospital, we will play an integral part in your training, so that your training doesn't become just theoretical, but hands-on. So that after the 4 semesters, you will be what the country needs to put Confanoche.
Patient does not only need nurse who is compassionate. The modern patient also needs a nurse who is technically competent, clinically confident, specialized and evidence-driven, and able to function effectively in high-pressure settings. This is why these specialized programs are so important.
Sabre ya de ani echire mu ewa Ghana police aso ya. Sabre adam de nkrata ababeto Ghana mountain so ayapenya nsa ehya ase deputy superintendent Edma Ghana police staff officer Republic Affairs Edma Ghana Police Service DSP Richmond Mensa wobra no de nkrata no abeto Ghana mountain so a wo chim se Sabre de service ahodo e be candidate ahodo ya ase traffic si na ka sahodo ne Sabre mu chim se ya de asamra no na sesa dede no enya de amra ema ho kwan so betumi aye e wo man Ghana mu dia Sabre adam de nema hodo egu akwema Sabre o mehya ase amomani akọ ho se ne be ya emra so ebetumi aye adwuma e wo man Ghana emu
eto de bi a wonam Ghana ya kwan ahodo so a obehunu na obi aso sirens siso eno no kire se opentem ene eho aben ahodo ene strobe light eno no eye enkane na nka ewo se otumi enya tumi krata se otumi di dwuma se aban mu penin bi anasa bambo dwumeku anasa ambulance anasa dwumedi ahodo ansa na wotumi ede saa enkane ne eho aben na etumi anante krom Samre Ghana posefo ebokoko se wo bia watumi ede saa nkane eye alarms ene ehon sa ahodo ede atetare wa hyen ho no hwe na bomode ne se wobetumi atete afiri ho efiri sesa aban ensa eso mu a ade ho ebe kire papa na posefo ekira etiamra ene no road traffic regulations 2012 no LI 2180 no eyade a ekasa efa ho etia a wo a aposefo ekire se dwuma wode ya hye na afi wa hye ase se wodi no wa wonsa ebe so mu no eyade wode abekọ ekogina emra kwan so.
Sabre ya de ani echire mu ewo Eastern Regional Sabre aban eden sembi abetu Ghana mountain so mu chim say omde nema hudwa egu akwemo enche palm processing factory na yado mebiebe ewo achim aboakwa traditional area no ene ba be the biggest palm processing factory no ebe won Ghana hanum ni senti impenfo ede nema hudwa egu akwemo enche say dwumedi no yado mehwe no ma sha se se be betumi abo man Ghana enso
na yesa tuma akisiapa esanse ukesi ya udi naka opese onu akasa ebebo anai na kodwa bi na tuseme ya onu akasa sie ene madi abetwa na kodwa enti na osuma se ene minister yebra ene nyina bitu na yesre onyabishra ene kontente ema nessa impososo é uma ótima na osimma eu faço ali você e bem se eu podia ser ana e chefe ana e dia ser ya ne e casa só ya ne se da si isso pô na se ya se pana na ade ba kwa ba ye fe dia bro ene ade e fe red gold eye enwo just me fa to any say when we na no na ahemfo ekasa na ka yibeyi asase bi ato ho na ye dia hyade a ye friend say ochiman oil palm plantation e say enche bra endi be ifie nuru ni fa ko ifie miensa na abe na bo enya abe hu na say de hu abe no na niema ye dia abe ye oboni be say the value chain of oil palm enya de kitwa kra na ka ye be say hie mu wa say bia ifie mienu ne aka say o dwumadie na osadi ko sha ase na aban so na ase no enne nam suma ye brate wo ko chema be ye bia apem enya adwuma ye enne nam suma factory a ebe process abenu tin mu bia ye semna ene cooking oil ni ade enne nam suma ne ba enti wo be say ene de o ma bani to ya be Yema, Evanto, Osage Friend say, if you find in Ogoni be say yemu na step further. Oni na hifu nyinanhia na asase yantem bi a mo benya no. Meme wa ben mu. Oba masotia. Epan a esese e fa so. Ma yetimi hye bibi ti se ochima oil palm plantation ase no. Na ya hyase. Nyame hyira mo no hye bibia. Obompa eso a yemmompa ma osagefo. Na nyame ma no kwatenti ahode wo. Oma ni nyansa a ode bebu ni man. Ama amanfo no so aho atọ yadamasi nyame hyira mo. Amen.
Setsensem no so edi amamudi a Ghana Rural Development Authority mpenifor edom nsa akọhye ya ntiase apameno 5 years agreement any logistic na fe so ochemu sesabro mu chemu a ayado mo hwe anim se obepiemu ewa tema port abribia no on transport 300 containers edi aba aye bon industrial area no so ebetumi aboa na 24-hour economy Ghana mampini John Dramani Mahama epa hontuma sabribi o mehwe na dwumade bi akoso ewo man Ghana mu sabri omu chim se dwumade no ena omu gina so eboa se na be ya obepiemu ewo etema port nso a na afen so obepiemu ewo tema port ne mahodo nso ebetumi akoso ye ede amaomu.
Railway Authority and Mass Logistics have now signed a contract in front of our Honorable Minister for Transport, whereby initially we are going to do 300 containers with a further uptick up to 600 containers per day. This means a lot. It means that we are now going to move the 300 containers from Tema Harbour all the way to Pont Industrial Area via rail and also road. The initial contract is a 5-year contract between us and Mass Logistics, of which we are going to support with all the lifting equipment and also the trackers needed to do this. This is the most important thing here. We are going to run 24-hour economy. Now, initially, because of the 300 containers, we are going to have one job for 2 people, and we are going to run 2 shifts, which is in line with His Excellency the President 24-hour economic policy. Also, in terms of the Volta Economic Corridor, this is the beginning of it. And as and when that, as my minister rightly pointed out, we will look at potentially expanding our fleet and wagon capacity to be able to take more load. We are aware that at the moment as we have over 3,000 containers stuck at the port for Dakar. This must be decongested so our port becomes much more efficient. On the other side as well, we are going to create jobs and opportunities along the Volta corridor. We are going to create opportunities for the very people who live along the corridor, which is also in line with our manifesto. As the minister correctly also pointed out, passenger service is nice to have. It provides social value, but it's very expensive to run. Just to give you an initial data, since through the directive of the minister that we initiated the Tema to Mpakadan railway line, we have spent roughly about 28 million cedis. Overhead, fuel cost. We buy the fuel in dollars, vegetation clearing, and also payment salaries, oil top-ups, spare parts management, and other things. The revenue intake of since October 2025 is about 1.2 million. It tells you how much we need. So this services is going to provide an avenue for us to cross-subsidize the passenger service without running to the government for what we call it, for money to run the passenger service.
Sabre yadi ani echirimu ewo ya santimante mo a sanitation officer din sembi abetu Ghana Montiso wuchim say Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly edi nema hudo egu akwemo mwete ho ensi Ghana Montiso mo hwe say stores ahudra sanitation for sanitation omun endi sunu ayade asabre ka say dra omatutu stores ahudra na afen so matching store ra eni bi so edi akwakopie mu ewo police station mo hwe nim sem ranso eni omo ebedi ni nyina ni so bepiem e Kumasi mantem a omde ne mahudo egu akwam se ne be ya sanitation ahudo omehwe no majom ho omde omho ebehiem na fe nso clean up exercise no omehwe na akoso e wo ne kame ai say adwadefo no bi e wo ho no nya de asamra no mo edisu ni senti sabre de mpinifo eto mo hasim montin so mo chicha manfo a clean up exercise no mo fa mo ho enjimu ebi.
Yes, so far we have arrested some people. We are currently sending them to the court for further legal action to continue. And so what we are saying is that it will continue unabated. We have made several announcements, especially in these communities. Areas that will be visited will continue with the announcement, telling them to keep their environment clean. When we come around and we identify any nuisance, it means you have decided not to abide by our notice, and we'll take you on that.
Now, with these offenders, what did you find specifically at their premises?
Some of them accumulation of construction waste, which wastewater has, stormwater has washed into the drain. Some have accumulated refuse and burned them. Some have their frontage very untidy. And so these are some of the issues that we have identified. One particular area that we are concerned has to do with the accumulation of construction sand, where people have accumulated them right beside drain. And then when it rains, everything washes into the drain, thereby blocking the drain. So we are taking all of them on to make sure that the Lord deals with them accordingly.
But you went to one of the churches in this area, the Latter-day Saints. What happened? I heard there was some confrontation.
Yes, what happened was that their frontage was dirty. And we have made an announcement that everybody must keep the frontage clean. It has taken us about a month or so to do that. So we met a lady, we asked her to follow us, and she was like, she was not prepared to follow us. And so we had no choice than to force him to follow us to the court to answer why they are frontage. Even we went back and came and met the nuisance there. We were thinking that even after confronting her, they would have cleared everything there. But we went there for about an hour and came back to meet the nuisance there. So that's why we are taking them on.
Did you face any challenge today?
Oh, obviously you have people resisting, some making unsavory comments, but that we are used to. And so we are doing our job. It's part of our job. Yeah.
But how will you describe the compliance level in terms of announcements you've made prior to this exercise?
Yes, so far I think that some have complied, but you know that definitely you have some recalcitrant ones. So those are the ones that we are dealing with. Yeah.
We are aha and remember Mamma Anopano and Siaka Sebuning na Eddie ABC as an mesorisono. Yanshan Sama Hudra Ebetrebu Ewokasebun. Also, no share Pomode Hosem so Eddie Simbi, Ababet to Ghana Montis when na FI free primary health care. Ghana Mampini John Draman Mahamania Bay, Omopa home and to Mom, which himself no so met to me aboa. Now we pay more our mind gun and moi. Yapomode Hosem soon punto so ebet to me abemu. Sa and soon into minister so Eddie Simbi Abet to Ghana Montis so much him says Abbey. I don't do Nemahudo Ego Como Shishimu. Afa near Corso, Australia, no Chim say I don't match a bin ni senti in Penfogusu a Shishimu. Afa near Corso, Ewo Honomo. Sansu be Pimu, Ewo Mangan and my buying, and in Penfoa who read in Nemahudo Ego Quimo Copimu, Ewo a year or Mangan and Maya or Chimaya. I didn't Penfoa Chim Senche or Messi Air Pump Processing Factory, Ewo Honosu, Ebe to me, I want now be Pimu or Mangan and Musum Puntua, Efa Sasso a honso, Ebe to me, a man whom so Ewo away, and a SMP, and I'm a song for. Mammy, I say, I made vessel more and nay, and pay. City Based Properties Ghana Limited, and also my son, who show my child, more Nungwa barrier, and more office, main office, Nungwa barrier, so, who show office back, who's all quite few, Tobu so no so be hu office back ko ewo ho so ni scanning na de bro no be share no wetu ane kakran na wiye no baba be ye asase rent make amfo City Based Properties Ghana Limited e de amamo eton asase a nsem bia e ni ho tutu me kai na kwamo so no mebo na asase bia pa bia no onsa etumi aka afi super central school park ewo man Ghana mudia ene for ni echiremu ewo First Choice Media College omebo now there is up say training mapa we say na camera handling editing any makeup any bibia F5 broadcast one ene for ni echiremu ewo maso ye omo onungwa abare omo ni Mass TV ene wo dan kroma tutu em kana koma so no mebo now there is bia opese obeye ewo sentremu no omehwe na abemo ede ama na megina ha na mede alopa no sia kasebo nyina ede asi makram